Good morning. I'm Hubert Karaman, a practicing veterinarian and founder of a small medical company called Bovinity Health. I've been helping take care of organic dairy cows in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania for the last 16 years among Amish dairy farms. My life in organics started in 1988 on Seven Stars Farm, a biodynamic farm where I learned to use homeopathy, botanicals, and colostrum white products to treat dairy cows. Thanks. The federal law states that organic livestock given antibiotics must be removed from the herd permanently. With the prohibition of antibiotics, consider for a moment, if you will, I guess you already have, if you were a critter on an organic farm and you got sick and you weren't allowed to be given any antibiotics, what would you want to be treated with? So I'd like you to consider then what I'd like to call the non-antibiotic treatment of infectious disease. As we all know, there are calls by society to decrease the amount of antibiotics used in livestock. For conventional dairy cows, the USDA shows that 1 million dairy cows are treated with antibiotics for various infections, and 8 million of the 9 million conventional dairy cows are treated at the end of every lactation with antibiotics infused into the udder. About 70% of all antibiotics in the United States go to livestock. This massive use contributes to antibiotic resistance. But of the 250,000 certified organic dairy cows in America, which can face the exact same problems as their conventional cousins, none are given any antibiotics. And products like Phytomast and Plasma Gold are used quite successfully. Bovinity Health manufactures both Phytomast and Plasma Gold. Phytomast is a botanical medicine produced in an FDA-inspected facility and is the most scientifically described natural treatment for livestock in North America. Plasma Gold is a hyperimmune plasma which serves as an antitoxin against the deadly toxins of E. coli and Salmonella. It is produced from certified organic dairy cows using the same kind of machines which the Red Cross uses for collection of hyperimmune plasma from people. I've been using Plasma Gold and Phytomast instead of antibiotics for many years now against illnesses in organic dairy cows that I see in practice. Here we see the collection process. We harvest about 18 liters of hyperimmune plasma in 4 hours. I enjoy working with people who want to improve the lives of farm animals. The Bovinity Health team consists of Dr. Bob Whitlock, a pioneer in hyperimmune plasma for horses and cows at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Kevin Anderson, a clinical researcher at North Carolina State University, Dr. John Barlow, a Staph aureus researcher at the University of Vermont, Ruben Stolzfus, an Amish businessman at whose farm we're going to have our dairy cows, Terry Fyock, our technician with my own personal cow, Donna, is pictured there. Dr. Alan Cross is a physician in clinical research at the University of Maryland, and Dr. Yvonne Rashan has been making the Phytomast botanical formula for us for the last 10 years. Back in the USSR, in the 1960s and 70s, there was an epidemic of Staph aureus throughout the Soviet Union that was unresponsive to antibiotics. For example, in Odessa, in the Ukraine, there's a child mortality rate of 14% from Staph aureus, and in a heart surgery center, there was a whopping 74% mortality rate. The Russian medical community was in a panic, but thanks to the pioneering efforts of Dr. Simon Skirkovich, a potent anti-staph hyperimmune plasma was created and mortality rates plummeted. Hundreds of thousands of people's lives were saved. We never heard about it here in the U.S. because of the Cold War, the complete language barrier, and that the U.S. pharmaceutical industry is always focused on antibiotics. Dr. Skirkovich and his son Boris, also a physician, both live here in the U.S. and are central players in Bovinity Health. Our lead product, Phytomast, has already penetrated 20% of the organic dairy market with no marketing or advertising at all. Sales look to be about $250,000 this year. Both Phytomast and Plasma Gold are sold throughout the United States to licensed veterinarians. Based on the last 4 years of sales and the marketing needs, we see Phytomast and Plasma Gold generating about $8 million in sales over 5 years if achieving 60% market share in the organic sector and $20 million in sales if we achieve a 3 to 10% market share in the conventional sector. Hopefully you've gotten a feel for what Bovinity Health is all about, providing functional alternatives to antibiotics. This is real medicine, the kind of medicine my colleagues and society are seeking more and more. The company is already profitable, but we are now looking for $400,000 to ramp up our Plasma Gold production, to have and house our own plasmapheresis machines, to increase the size of our herd to 15 cows, and to continue developing new plasma products. Society needs more antibodies, not antibiotics. Bovinity Health is already helping to make this a reality. We hope you'll join us.